Hello, welcome to InCav. Today we're going to introduce you to the digital X-ray system using the CR35X. Okay, the main components to the system are the Digitizer and the workstation, as well as the cassettes that we have here. Going to need these to properly use the system. One of the biggest pluses about the digital system is that, let's say you're starting off, you have one X-ray machine and you grow to where you have several X-ray machines. This system will allow you to use just one digital X-ray system for all of your X-ray needs at that time. All right, the uses for this digital system is general X-ray, dental, lung and spine, as well as mammograms can be done. Okay, now that the system is running, first thing we're going to have to do is, of course, create a new patient. So we'll come down here to where it says new exam, put in the test, the last name, date of birth 01/01/2001, male, and then this right here actually allows you to, if you have any comments, go with pain in the left breast. Ready? All right, now that we have the patient information input, it's going to take us to our exam tree here. This is right here, we have it on skull right now, which gives us the different exams we can do. System diagnosis with the mammo, as you can see. Different mammograms we can do. Shoulder, upper extremities, you have your chest, spine, this is FLFS or lung, this is your abdomen, urology, contrast, pelvis, lower extremities, and tomographic. Okay, we're going to go ahead and select the shoulder option in the tree, and we'll do the clavicle. Now from there, come down here, and as you can see, ID has lit up. This is very important when it comes to the cassettes, because this will allow you to keep patient organization. Have your cassette here. This right here is the actual sensor part. And if you look here, the slot, there's an arrow. So what we're going to do is we're going to paste that down and put it where that arrow's at. Stick it in there. Make sure it's all the way back and in the corner. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the ID button here. And then it's going to actually ID this cassette with that patient. Again, ID all the cassettes. You can do this before or after you've X-rayed, either one, whichever is more convenient at the time. Again, just simply put it in the slot, hit the ID button. Keep in mind to keep the sensor down in the corner when you're doing this. Again, sensor here, arrow, and load the cassette. We'll click the ID again. Now all three cassettes have been tagged to this individual patient. And then from here, all we have to do is take this to the X-ray and get ourselves some images. Okay, now that we have taken the image, keep in mind when you are using the X-ray and have your patient ready, you're going to have the black side facing the tube of the X-ray machine. Once you have processed the image here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring it over here, and if you can see the concave dimples here, these are going to be pointing down. Red is going to be to the right, black is going to be to the left. All you have to do is simply insert it into the machine. You'll feel it start to pull it from you, let it go, and then it's going to start the task of actually digitizing the image. It's going to run the test first, and then it'll take a few moments for it to actually digitize, and then it'll be ready to view on the monitor. Okay, now as soon as the cassette is ready, it'll slide out and you'll actually be able to see the image present here on the screen. And as we go through each one, that's how it'll actually transfer the image over. So give it a moment and we'll see the image appear here, and the cassette will be ready to take out of the CR. Okay, now that we have the cassette ready to be removed, all you have to do is simply take it out, file it away, and it's ready for the next image of the patient here. Keep in mind, once again, the dimples at the bottom, and then the red to the right, and the black to the left. Again, as we watch here, as soon as the other image, this is the secondary image that we got it going on, this will actually be filled up in that slot there, and you'll be able to see it once it's completed, and then it will unload the cassette for us. Okay, now once you have the cassette has been ejected, the film has actually been cleared, so you can use this many times over for numerous different procedures, whatever you've come across. The different sizes, of course, are for different kinds of procedures. Now, keep in mind, utilizing this system here, you do have to have the digital CR system. However, we also have the digital system here. This is a wireless DR. Now, this does the same thing that what you're seeing here. However, you don't need this part. All you need is the workstation to transfer the images directly from the DR to the computer. However, this can be very expensive to replace. So if you're in a situation where there's a lot of wear and tear on the items, it's one of those things where if this is to be dropped, even whatever the case may be, bumped into, it can break it and it will be very costly to replace. So keep that in mind. We have all three of our images loaded up now, as you can see. Once they're loaded, all you have to do is come down here and hit the OK button. This is the details of the examination. You can edit it here. Or if you want to actually edit the picture itself, you can come down here to editing. Now in editing, you have a couple different ways to actually manipulate the image. You can make some notes. You can draw arrows to actually point out key items on the image. You can measure the whatever it is that you happen to be pursuing at that time. You can zoom in and out also. You zoom in, zoom out. Change the contrast. Now, I recommend if you're going to be putting any notes or editing the image itself, to actually duplicate it, you can do that by using the Save As New. And it'll actually give you a secondary image of the same thing, so that way you can add any notations or whatever it might be that you need for the procedure without damaging the original image. Once you're done, all you have to do is go to Close and Send All, and this will actually close out the examination. Okay, now that we've actually hit the Close and Send All, you can go back over here to the work list, and you'll notice that it's actually been closed out. Now if you want to bring back any of the previous examinations, all you have to do is go to Closed Exams here, click it, and it'll bring up the tests that we've already done. At that point, you can again manipulate the images, bring them back up, change anything, add your notations, and so on. From here, we're going to go ahead and export an image. Please make sure if you're going to use a CD that there's a CD in the ROM drive. All you have to do is hit Main Menu, and we're going to go up here to where it says Export Images. Now once you've clicked that, you're going to have your different tests here, or your different exams. Make sure that you have the box checked with the exam that you're actually doing. We're going to go ahead and take a look at which one we just did, find the correct one, check the box, and then come down here to the type. Now JPEG is going to be for your USB. DICOM is going to be for your CD-ROM. So once you've entered the correct one, all you have to do is come over here, make sure it's got the destination as the E port, and then hit the export button. It's going to say initializing. If you give it a moment, it'll go ahead and run until it's completed, and then we'll be able to take it to a separate computer. The advantage to using CDs is basically it's going to lower your cost of film. This is going to allow you, if the patient, wants a record of it or whatever the case may be, you can actually give this to the patient, and it will also allow you to do editing of the software on the CD itself. So if there's any changes that need to be made before you hand it off, then you can actually do that once the CD's input into a separate computer. Okay, now we are inputting the USB. Now this is basically going to allow us to do a JPEG. So all the same things that we did when we were exporting the image, except the difference is going to be here, where it says select file type, we're going to go with JPEG. And then of course click the image that we want to actually be copied. Shoulder, do all four. And then we're going to go down here to export. That's going to place it on the USB. And that's very quickly done. And this is going to be more like a picture itself. You can edit the picture once you get it to another computer, whatever the case may be. Now once you've put the CD into the drive, it'll actually have an auto run feature. Now this allows you to not have to have any additional software in order to actually view the image. So again, giving it to a patient, or if a patient takes it to another facility, whatever the case may be, they can access it right away without any additional imaging equipment to do so. So here we have our 4 different images. That's the first one you see here. Give it a second once we've selected the second one. As you can see, this is our second image. Third image. Now from here also, we have a couple different options that we can actually edit. So you can zoom in, there's different zoom percentages. Right now we're at 25%, go down to 100. If you want to go even closer than that, we can go down further and bring it back to the original. Then you also have your black and white is where it's at right now, and we can switch that around to white and black if you want more clarity in the image, whatever the case may be. We also have the ability to rotate it. You can flip it, rotate it. You can also measure it. There. That gives you the ability to measure different aspects. By selecting the monitor up here in the left-hand corner, you can actually display 2 images at once. Now you can also save the images however you want to save them. And then you can also print the images from here. Once the image is printed, we'll go ahead and have a look at it. Now we have here a printed image. As you can see, very high resolution. And this again is going to save you a ton of money on film itself. This way you can actually, again, utilize alternative sources of computer, whatever it is that facilitates the procedure that you've done without the expense of having to duplicate films and all that stuff. You can simply send the CD out and then have the picture print it right out of your standard printer. Now that we have the USB imported and inserted into the tower, and go ahead and as you can see here, the different procedures are listed, so you know which one, the different images. So you select the correct one, and then here's your image here. Now from here, you can do the same thing. You can print the image, you can save the image, or make a copy of it, I should say, and then you can also burn it if you'd like to a disk. Now the USB image here is like a standard photo. It's a Windows Photo Viewer. So if you want it to actually, edit the image, you can use Photoshop, whatever the case may be. However, when it comes down to it, using a CD will actually allow you a little more flexibility when it comes to editing, right away, and being able to do more things to the image without having to have any additional software installed. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you found it helpful. We here at InCav, we sell new, used, and refurbished. We do service, parts, and repairs. So contact us if you need any help. Thank you.